Hey everybody, how are you doing on this Sunday morning? It's a blessed Sunday morning. It is the 13th of April 2025. Happy birthday, little bro. Just want to sit here and talk about a subject that I thought was understood. But what has happened, black ignorance, is getting on a train that's going to crash and leave another little boy that could have prevented him going to prison. Is going to encourage other black boys to go to prison. Kamelo Anthony is going to prison for murder. He's being charged with murder, rightfully so, because he committed murder. He knew Austin Metcalf grabbed him. That is not a legitimate reason to stab someone. But in the black community, for years, we have been trying to promote our violent tendencies and our violent behavior as normal, and people are more and more rejecting that. The ignorance that is in the black community, we are trying to make it mainstream and normal. Since so many of you want to write me and say, oh, you bootlegger, blah, 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 let's break it down. You cannot use the Trayvon Martin saying this is what George Zimmerman did. Why? Because Trayvon Martin, young black man, was the aggressor. And the court said Trayvon Martin was the aggressor. He took Zimmerman's head and was pounding it against the ground. The shot and the trajectory of the bullet shows that what? Trayvon Martin was on top doing ground and pound. Now, the black folk, that's okay. It's okay to do that. Well, to the law, it's not. It's not okay. George Zimmerman, not guilty. Kyle Rittenhouse. Kyle Rittenhouse was shot at. Kyle Rittenhouse was beaten with a skateboard. And the person, one of the people he shot, testified that they was trying to unalive him. They was trying to kill him. So it's not Kyle Rittenhouse. But black folk, you want to take, and we have a bad habit. So y'all know, black folk have a bad habit of just reaching and grabbing for stuff and forcing it to meet what we think it is. And we always left holding the bag looking stupid. This boy was not justified stabbing Austin. He was not. You want to make it justifiable because you teach our kids that. That's why our kids feel the prisons. Why is the black community majority in prisons under violent crime? Why? Because it's a choice that we in the black community as adults teach children. Ask a black teacher. They know the mess they got to deal with black parents. They know the mess they got to deal with these black kids in school. Is it every child? Of course not. Nobody says every child, but it's the majority. Black folk try to turn the immoral moral and the moral immoral. Sounds scriptural? Yeah, it is. Black folk try to turn the immoral to moral and then the moral to immoral. What do you mean, Jamal? Look what we have done for having children out of wedlock. We have turned that into moral. All children are children of God. No scripture says that. Scripture says, ye are of your father the devil. So obviously the devil got some kids. We teach our kids that single parent homes are okay. We teach our kids that a woman who was married is just the same when she get pregnant as a woman who won't marry. No, married people get pregnant. Unmarried people get knocked up. So you want to know why this young man stabbed Austin Metcalf? Because of a culture of violence that we as black folk want to make acceptable for everybody. We're reaching, trying to justify our ignorance and our violence in our community.